Okay, Parshat Terumah, Shabbat Shalom, a little Zera Shimshon. So the Zera Shimshon teaches us in next week's Torah portion that we have the Ark of the Covenant being made. And the Ark of the Covenant was this, I'm sure you know, the golden box on 4 poles with the 2 angel cherubim on it. Most people don't realize how it was made, but if you didn't or do know, either way, we're going to go a little bit behind the scenes on the science of it tonight, and also what the Zera Shimshon says. So basically you have a wooden box made out of acacia wood, acacia tree, which the Israelites planted when they got to Egypt as a foreshadow and a foresight that they would one day leave and need it for something. Not to mention that this acacia tree contains high amounts of DMT, the most psychoactive chemical in the world. We'll get to that in another lecture. But nonetheless, there's a box made out of this acacia wood, and on the inside of the box it was coated with pure gold, and the outside of the box was coated with pure gold. Gold on the inside, gold on the outside, and a layer of acacia wood in the middle. This was the box that contained the broken 10 commandments, the manna that was in the desert, and the staff of Moses. 3 things. And the Israelites would walk around with it. They would take it to war with them. If you touched it the wrong way, you would die. It was like this super powerful device, and God would appear in the middle of it on Yom Kippur when the high priest was standing in the Holy of Holies in a room filled with smoke, which, by the way, the law is that the high priest had to stand in a room filled with smoke in order to atone for the sins of Israel in front of this box. So this is like, whoa, this is a super metaphysical, mysterious box. But the Zera Shimshon says the reason for the gold on the outside and the gold on the inside is because the wooden box represents us, like a physical thing, like just made from the earth, like just like us, physical body. And you have to coat the physical body on the outside and the inside. The outside, you have to coat it on your good deeds. Like, are you a mensch or a menschette? For a girl, you're a nice person. Are you doing acts of kindness? That's like the first step to protect our physical body from acting like animals in this world. But the inside is gold because we have to have learned Torah and filled ourselves up with spirituality so it could show on the outside. So that's why gold is on the inside. So he says, Zera Shimshon, that the triple layer box is symbolic for the inside of us needs to be filled with Torah and mitzvot. The outside of us needs to be acting with kindness and doing things of kindness. And the inside, we're just this physical, coarse thing. Without the inside and outside, we would not be anything. We would be just like another animal. So it's just a super deep spiritual symbolic lesson. I personally just want to take it a little bit deeper, because when I was reading this, I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Imagine if I was an electrician reading the Torah and I'm like, okay, so you're taking 2 conductors and separating them by a non-conductor, and then you got these cherubim, like these golden objects on each side of it. So guess what? That's what a capacitor is. Something that you could store and discharge electricity, called a capacitor. Google it. You make a capacitor by making 2 conductors separated by a non-conductor, and you have 2 rods connected to each side of the metals. So one is connected to one metal, the other one to another metal, and you have a non-metal separating them. Something built like that is designed to store and discharge electricity. So I'm like, wait a minute. I kind of felt like the ancient Egyptians were making electricity, because the inside of the Great Pyramid of Giza is lined with quartz crystal and has vibrating air tunnels that lead up to, that you could tune actually, that lead up to this chamber. And we know scientifically, if you vibrate quartz crystal at a certain frequency, it auto secretes electricity. So I'm like, oh yeah, so for sure the ancient Egyptians were making electricity. And now I'm like, okay, the ancient Israelites leave, and the first thing they do is make electricity technology device. And we know that they used to bring it to war with them, and they used to zap nations, and fire would blast out of it. I'm like, we're dealing with some ancient flippin' technology. So let's just take everything on a spiritual level, physical level, the 70 layers to the Torah. Let's be worthy for all of them. Amen.